All right, everybody, we want to welcome you to our ibüümerang comp plan training. What we want to do here is we want to walk you through the ibüümerang compensation plan, which has been, artfully and lovingly designed by our CEO, Holton Buggs, who is a record holder for earnings in the industry out of a single position. So he really understands what it takes to create a plan that truly rewards the people for their work. And so it's an honor to sit here today with you, Edwin Haynes, our Global Master Ambassador, and to walk you through and show you exactly how it is that you can succeed at ibüümerang.
Absolutely. And listen, T. Gray, this comp plan, I know it thoroughly. It's actually now we've been able to go through and take the limits off of this comp plan because we worked the comp plan similar to this for over 10 years, over a decade. And I tell you, Holton Buggs is amazing. He knows comp plans in and out, and people all over the world call for his counsel in terms of how to properly structure comp plans, and he's given us nothing but the best here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we just want to take a moment and visit our disclaimer. We want to make sure that everyone knows that we're not making any guarantees about the money that you're going to make. And we're just going to cut to the bottom line of the disclaimer. What you make is going to be based on what you do. Mm-hmm. Some folks are going to do more than others. They're going to make more than others. Some folks aren't going to do anything, and they're not going to make anything. But you can make as much as you want if you meet the criteria of the compensation plan.
Absolutely.
All right. So before we even get into the details and the numbers, we want to kind of just start with the preamble and show you how to succeed in this compensation plan, what some of the keys to success before we even get to the actual details are. So how do you make this plan work for you? Well, I'll start it out and just say, first of all, the plan pays for results, right? It does not pay for time in the business. So this is not like a job where you get paid for being there. In this, because it is your business, you only get paid when you create results. GMA, why don't we share with folks what results actually are in this plan? There's really only two things.
Yes, absolutely. The first thing, of course, is customers. I love our comp plan because it is basically a customer-driven compensation plan. We have more customers than we have distributors. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what you want in any type of comp plan, period. And that's what we have here. So for all your travel saving customers and the ones who go out there and get your boomerangs out there, those are your customers that you have, along with many other things that we have coming in the future. And you also get paid from the building of the team. It's like franchising yourself, even though we don't franchise ourselves, but you can actually bring on other team members who get customers as well. And when you do it, it's addition. And when you and your team do it, it's a multiplication.
I love that concept.
Yes. Yes. So,
and I think it's really important to just take a quick pit stop here just to share this. A lot of times what happens is people say, oh, I don't like recruiting, right? Mm-hmm. And it's because they think of recruiting for recruiting's sake. And folks, I just want to share with you, the reason that you recruit is not to get the bonuses that you make along the way because of your recruiting efforts. It's because you want to add customer getters to your team. This is how you're going to more rapidly expand your base of customer getters. So if you think about, let's say, a pharmaceutical company, they come out with a new drug. How do they get that out into the marketplace? They build a sales force.
Yes.
They hire a bunch of salespeople so that they can go out there because they know, those executives know, we can't get to all the doctors in the country to get them to know about this drug. So they build a sales team. And that's really what your organization is that you build. It's the whole objective is for you to have more customers than you can get yourself.
Perfect.
Okay. The next thing you want to do if you want to be successful is don't give up so soon. You want to make sure that you stay in the game long enough to win. This is something that we see as kind of a common thread amongst people who fail. They quit too soon. You want to make a determination that you're going to be consistent for 18 months. Don't just sit around for 18 months, but you want to do the things that we teach you to do and do them for at least a year and a half to give yourself a chance to win.
The thing is make sure you're plugged in, like T. Gray say, being in the company for 18 to 24 months, you could be in and just sit around. You're just 18 to 24 months older. That's all that is. If you're not making any moves towards your success. So you want to make sure you always plug into the system. And the system is, working with your success team and your upline That way you can help grow the organization and you can learn from your upline. I've always stayed plugged into my plugged in upline. There's a difference because some people are unplugged. They're doing their own thing and nothing is wrong with that as long as they stay within the rules of the system. But if they're not plugged in and doing it exactly like we're doing it, then I don't consider that person necessarily a plugged in upline. That's a whole nother training. But also make sure you're on these Saturday training calls. And in many places, we'll be having Saturday trainings. So if you have a live training or a training like this, make sure you're plugged in to get the information as well. And then events. I can't say enough about events. All major decisions are made at the major events. Again, I can't help but say we have vision coming up for us right now. There'll be many events that we have, and you want to make sure that you're there at the events and make sure that you do the proper way of communicating within the company, because we have Facebooks and we have WhatsApp groups with emails and certain phone calls. And I'm so proud of the company that's now doing these automated calls to make sure they follow up with our team. So many great things are in store, but make sure you stay plugged in so you are aware of what's going on in your great company of ibüümerang.
Awesome. So now let's go ahead and get into the things that actually start to trigger the plan. And one of the things that triggers the plan is, getting started. So let's just go over briefly the different ways that people can get started in ibüümerang. Everyone starts with an enrollment kit, right? So I want to make sure that folks realize that standby is not a level in the plan. Standby is the basic enrollment kit, and that's where everyone starts. It's part of everyone's starter pack, $49.95 to get started on standby. What do you get? First of all, you get an iGo travel booking site that behaves just like the ibüümerang customers. What does that mean? It means that you get half of the available discount, just like a customer would. Now, it's also very much like the coach class site in the sense that you have access to hotels, flights, and rental cars, but you get half of the available discounts. Now, you're also able to start building your customer base while you are at standby. So what does that mean? You get 5 boomerangs that you can send out. So you have the ability to get your first 5 customers. You also are able to refer travel to Extreme Travel, our sister company, and that's a full service travel agency. So we'll talk a little bit about the types of travel that you might want to use Extreme to have, to take care of your customers for you. But in that case, when you do that, you'll earn 25% of the commission as a referral bonus. Okay. You also get your business building tools. So you get your interactive presentation powered by iDecide. So what that does is it's really cool. It does the talking for you so that you don't have to be a good presenter. You can just send a link to someone and they'll learn about ibüümerang. And lastly, you get your ibüümerang Travel Savings Ambassador online business management system. And that's your back office that has all sorts of data and gauges that show you how your business is growing, progressing, and performing. Now, a very important thing is this: because you will be using and accessing the iGo travel platform and the iDecide interactive presentation and the features of the full unrestricted access to your back office, there is a monthly subscription that goes along with standby. And that monthly subscription is $49.95 per month. And what I want to encourage you to do as a business builder is to make sure that anybody who joins your business and decides to stay at standby, make sure that they understand that it's not $49.95, it's $49.95 a month to be able to continue to have access to all the things that they'll have access to even at the standby level.
Wow. Hey, T-Ray, I'm sitting here thinking, even on the monthly fees, I have 2 cards. I think I pay about $2,000 or more a year for my membership. One, the American Express that I have, and my MasterCard, a Gold card. And I pay for those services. I never use them. I never use them. Just to have the privilege of having access to concierge service and things that I actually never use. Some people pay memberships like that. Looking at what we have right now for $49 a month or even $99 a month to be able to build an opportunity like this, and it's just really dawning on me the power of what we have. Don't miss this.
Yeah.
For something as simple as what we have. $49 and then $49 a month to run an operation, you can't beat that. So I just wanted to say that.
Now, that's a powerful comment right there. Absolutely. Now, beyond the standby, now you have the optional promotional packages, right? And so let's kind of go through those very quickly here. So you have obviously your coach class, your business class, your first class. We're just going to walk through those for you very quickly. At coach class, you have your iGo booking engine. You have access to, now you're going to get access to the full discount, right? And now I want to clarify what that means. As TSAs get access to 90% of the available discount. Why? Because the 10% that's held back actually goes into the compensation plan so that you can actually earn money as your team members book travel. Okay, so 90% of the available discount is available for folks who do the coach business or first class. Now at coach class, you can access hotels and rental car savings, as well as being able to book flights. Of course, we need to say this every time we say flights. We want to make sure that we say there are no discounts on flights. Yes. Sometimes people find them. That's great, but the airline industry is not giving discounts on flights, and they're definitely not paying commissions on flights. So I want to make sure we manage people's expectations. As far as building your customer base, now you have 10 total boomerangs, right? So that means that these 10 include the 5 from standby. So it's 10 total. And you can start to earn money as your customers save money on travel. That's a very important distinction. We're not earning travel commissions, right? We're earning based on that savings. And you're going to earn, in this particular case, you'll earn on when your customers save money on hotels, when they save money on rental cars, and when they save money on cruises. Now, here's the thing. At the coach class level, you will only earn 50% of what you could earn. Mm-hmm. All right. So at this level, you only get 50% of the travel savings bonuses, and we'll get into those in detail in a little bit later. As far as the dual team structure is concerned, if you're at the coach class level, you can earn 10%. We'll get into that in detail later. And when we do luxury experiences, which will sell out, you'll hear about them, at the time that we give general release. The other 2 levels get early notice, as we'll talk about in a second, but coach class hears about it after those groups have had their early chance to purchase. And of course, coach is $250 one time in addition to the $49.95, and you get 200 commissionable volume points with that. Very good. Business class will add cruises to your iGo. You now have a total of 25 boomerangs, right? That's a total of 25. It's not 25 more. It's a total of. You earn travel savings, bonuses on hotels, rental cars, and cruises, but now you earn 100% of what you're supposed to earn, okay? In the dual team, you earn 12%, and you also get the 1 week early heads up on the luxury experiences. And by the way, that's one of the things that we're going to talk about at convention that's going to be quite amazing. It's $500 to do business class in addition to the $49.95, and you get 400 commissionable volume points. Lastly, we have the first class package. First class gives you full, unfettered access to iGo. Yes, I said unfettered. I'm showing off my vocabulary today, right? So you get absolutely, I'm flexing that vocab today. So you get absolutely everything, which is truly amazing. This is worth it all by itself. Yes. On top of that, your business opportunity expands to being able to get your first 50 customers with your 50 boomerangs. You get 100% of the travel savings bonus that you're supposed to get on everything that you can earn a travel savings bonus on. And you get paid 15% in the, as a promotion, you get paid 15% in the dual team. Also exciting is that on those luxury experiences, you get a 2 weeks heads up. Yes. Right? It's like being invited to the private sale at Nordstrom. And it's $1,000 in addition to the $49.95, you get 800 commissionable volume points. Now, with each of these levels, coach, business, and first class, you have a $99.95 per month monthly subscription. Okay. And we'll get into the details of what comes with that in just a few slides. And we also want to let you know that in select countries, if you are at coach class, it's $49.95. Okay. And you'll see that by when you choose those countries, it'll show up in your back office, which ones are $49.95 and which ones are $99.95. Okay. So those are the ways that a person can get started in ibüümerang. Now, GMA, we want to talk about upgrading, because sometimes people say, well, I can't do the first class. Can I upgrade at a later time?
Absolutely. When in regards to upgrading, you have 60 days from the time that you start with the coach pack. So when you go to coach, you have 60 days to upgrade. Okay, period. So you see the timer ticking in your back office at that time. And once you go past, don't call back because 60 days is over. So once you've gotten your first builder pack, then you're ready to go. You have enough time to build up your organization, build up your business, and you can actually take your earnings and go from coach to business, from coach to first class, or from business to first class. But all of that has to be done within a 60-day window of time of your enrollment time. Okay. So, as we're saying here, the higher package was only oh, got you, man. I'm gonna say it. He's like, listen, he's directing and talking, but yes, you only pay the difference. You're right, absolutely. And I'm gonna say it. Hey, we can still have fun and do a good complaint, but here it goes. You only pay the difference between so if you start at $250 and you go up to the business class, you pay an additional $250, and now you are at the business class. Going from business class to first class, there's an additional $500, so you pay the additional $500 at that point, and now you have gotten yourself to first class package. So there will be things in your back office. You can always go to ibüümerang.com as well to view any of these things within our Q&A section, so you can make sure you thoroughly understand the upgrade process. But here for today, make sure you get yourself upgraded as soon as possible and pay attention to the timer so that you don't miss out on that window of time to upgrade from coach to first class.
Absolutely. And just to make sure everybody's super clear, it's 60 days from the time that you enroll in the company. That's how long you have to upgrade without paying.
60 days from the time you enroll in the company.
Right. Okay. So that you can upgrade without paying. Okay. All right, cool. Awesome. So let's keep this thing rocking and rolling. Let's talk about this monthly subscription. Okay. And this is a very important part of the training, because sometimes people don't know how to create the value or articulate the value to the newer people in the organization. So we want to take a minute to make sure that we explain this to you. So just kind of look at the screen for a second. We're going to put up the icons of a few well-known companies. You got McDonald's, you got Google, you got Amazon, you got Apple, right? These are some of the most admired companies in the world. And here is the newcomer that will be one of the most admired companies in the world, ibüümerang. So when you look at all these companies, what do they all have in common, folks? Well, here's what they have in common. There's a monthly operating expense to keep any of these companies going.
Yes.
Right. If you had a McDonald's business, if you were able to participate in Google, Amazon, and actually Amazon does have the opportunity now for individuals to participate. Sure. They're doing routes and stuff like that. Sure. For their delivery business. If Apple were to allow you to do a franchise, I can tell you right now that all of these businesses, there would be an upfront startup amount, and then there's a cost to operate your business every single month. And ibüümerang is no different.
Well, T. Gray, I can tell you right now, Amazon Prime, there's a Prime membership. Mm-hmm. Just as a customer.
Just as a customer.
Yeah. So there is a cost to do business no matter where you go.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's talk about your monthly subscription and what goes into it, because there is a monthly cost or monthly expense to keep your ibüümerang business going. All right. That's normal and expected. So the first thing and main thing that you get is you get the PRIB, and you get the PRIB working for you. And I'm going to talk more about this, and Holton's going to talk more about this in Vegas, but GMA, you want to talk about why this is so amazing?
Yeah, the PRIB, I am excited. I can't wait that's part of vision. I mean, Mr. Buggs will be talking about that as well. But one of the things the PRIB is designed to do is for retention for your customer base as well. And so and then also make sure you keep your people engaged. It'll be both for your customer base and for your distributor base, where the PRIB would do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. making sure that we have reminders for your customers to actually utilize the platform that they have. We'll be able to update and offer additional sales or products or services as we actually add other verticals to our business. You won't have to sell those, but the pre-op will do the work. We have the artificial intelligence that we're putting in place so that we can know our customers. We know exactly what it is that they want to purchase. And based on that, we will have our own marketing team to do the marketing for you on your behalf. As we asked you before, sometimes I go around the world right now, T. Gray, and I'll tell people to put up the right hand and say, listen, I promise to get the customers.
I promise to get the customers.
And I promise once I get the customer.
I promise once I get the customer.
That I will leave them alone.
That I will leave them alone.
Okay, and that's all I want them to do. So.
That's our follow-up training.
That's it.
The fortune is in the don't follow up.
In the don't follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up for the company. So it's your job to get the customer for free. And it's our job to keep that customer and grow that customer for you on your behalf. It has never been done before. We've been looking to do this, and you have it happening right now in your own company of ibüümerang. And so many things that we do. So again, we're customer focused, but TSAs will benefit. We're customer focused, but the TSAs will truly benefit from what we're doing right now. And so all the other things that we'll do for your organization as well. You know, a lot of times we have it where people need to be, your organization need to be reminded, even maybe for their subscription fees and making sure things and making sure qualifications are done. You know, we want to make sure we take some of that burden off of you, and that way the pre-op can again do what we call the heavy lifting for you for upgrades, reminding people of the event sales and all of the different things that we do for retention, because we want to make sure that your team stays intact, but not only stay intact as it is, we want to grow that organization for you, grow the customer base and grow the organization for you. And that's what you're going to get from the pre-op.
Absolutely. I love the way you explain that, because this is why we're #JustDifferent.
Yes.
Right? Because what the rest of the industry has done for the last 6 decades of network marketing is they've really tried to force people to become good at things that they're just not good at.
Correct.
Like following up, like selling and collecting money, being a good, upline and taking care of your whole team. And we said, we're going to do all those things for you. Yes. We're going to do all those things for you. So that's what part of your monthly subscription goes to, is this pre-op concept that is unique to ibüümerang. We've trademarked it. Perpetual residual income builder is what it stands for. And ibüümerang's technology and people are going to take care of your customers and your group for you.
T. Gray, one thing we do as a model is what gets rewarded gets repeated. And so what we want you to do is we want you to get good at bringing those customers in for free. That means you don't have the pressure of asking for anyone to pay for anything. Again, remember, the only way we make money is when they save money.
That's right.
Okay. So you do your job and get the free customer base. Your customers are your asset.
That's right.
And we're going to protect that asset, and we're going to grow that asset for you. That is the purpose of the pre-op. Now that don't mean you get lazy, but now you get a chance to do what this is the real meaning of being ambitiously lazy.
I love that term.
Yes. Meaning that you can go out there and do the work one time. It's not this pressure. I have to be this high-paid salesperson. You're going to be a high-paid salesperson. You're just simply sharing and telling people about what we're doing right now, and we're going to take up and do our part. So you do your part, we do our part with the pre-op.
Awesome, awesome. So that's the first part. Let's just consider that a third of what you're getting for your monthly subscription, right? And the second third is that you have unlimited customers that pay nothing.
Yes.
Right. So imagine, just imagine for a second if Facebook turned around and said people have to pay $5 a month, or if Uber turned around and said people have to pay $5 a month just to have access. Do you know what would happen? They would lose more than half of their customer base overnight.
Yes.
Right. And this is one of the things that makes iGo so special. We're taking an Uber-like approach and telling your customers, hey, you don't have to pay anything, right? It's free to try it. It's free to keep it. All we want you to do is use it. Now, here's the thing. It's not free. There is a cost associated with every single iGo account that is open.
That's true.
But what we're saying is what we've done is we've set up a model where because we do the monthly subscriptions, we can say the customers don't have to pay, right? So whether you have 10 customers or 1,000 customers, your customers don't have to pay. And that's included in your monthly subscription.
And T. Gray, I know at one time they had this service for the customers, and the customers actually paid
$30 a month.
$30 a month.
They had to pay $40 to become a customer, and then $30 a month in the original version of this with another company.
That's right. And the collective minds came together and said, you know what? We're going to use a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
No more charging of customers.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to distribute that through our system.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can go and build an unlimited customer base.
Absolutely. And you know, I'm glad you brought that up, because you know what happened in the previous version of this? Mm-hmm. It didn't work. Mm-hmm. Customers didn't want to pay to join. They were skeptical, right? And they definitely didn't want to sign up for a monthly fee. Mm-hmm. And so in that model, they had a very difficult time acquiring customers. When you take a look at what we've been able to accomplish in just our first 4.5 months, we have well over 100,000 customers already. And when we look at the reports, those customers are booking travel.
Yes.
So we know that this model works, and it's going to work for you. And this is a major reason why you don't want to miss your monthly subscription, because you get to have unlimited customers that pay $0 per month to have access to iGo and create an opportunity for yourself. Well, the third part of your monthly is your own access. The fact that you have access to iGo and behind the curtain prices and all the discounts that we've been talking about throughout our various trainings and presentations. And you also have access to the ibüümerang suite of business tools, which is constantly expanding and growing. And we're going to give you the most cutting edge tools that this industry has ever seen.
Wow, T-Gray, especially with me knowing now too, what you all are putting together for the I Decide and how we're going to utilize that. Mm-hmm. Multiple languages are being worked on. You also will have different training tools that we'll be able to do utilizing the I Decide platform. And so when you look at this, how much would it cost you to have access to live agents if you were running your business? Mm-hmm. If you had to pay salaries of people, you got to remember there are salaries associated with the people that you're talking to or communicating with. They don't work for free. I mean, everybody loves iGo and everybody loves ibüümerang, but at the same time, they have to make a living and someone has to pay them. The company has to pay them. So there's a cost associated with that. But ladies and gentlemen, you get a chance to have access to that for just a third of the cost of the third of what you're using for your monthly subscription. You have full access, just as if you own the company. Mm-hmm. Just as if you own the company, that's included within your subscription fee, your full access to all of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's quite amazing. So, you know, one of the things that we hope that we just accomplished is that we just trained each of you on how to create value or make sure that people understand the value. When people ask you, what am I paying a monthly subscription for? Now, hopefully you can articulate.
I'll tell you one last thing. I still keep forgetting to mention that you have your own personal utilization of the membership itself. Mm-hmm. So absolutely. You get full, I'm saying really the $49 and $99, that in and of itself is worth me having access to the discounts as a TSA.
That's right.
So with running a full business, customers not paying, access to the crib, and me using my own product, because everywhere I've traveled all over the world over the past, 6 months, I've used my iGo platform. That's right. And I have saved money. I have made my money back just by utilizing my own product. I am a product of the product. And as Mark and I said, someone needs to see if the water is wet. Someone needs to see if the sand is sandy. And we wanted to make sure that those structures of those hotels were sound. So when you go visit, you're in a sound place.
You're 1,000% correct. My wife just saved $400, just about rounding up $380 on a travel booking. I mean, that's essentially 4 months of $99.95.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So you can start to see, folks, how you can just get the value. And that's just that in that one piece there alone.
Very good.
So here's what you want to do. Let's just kind of go over what the monthly subscriptions are. So at standby, it's $49.95. which equates to $49.95 of, or I should say 50 in qualification volume, $50 in qualification volume, 35 commissionable volume points. You get 5 boomerangs every month when you do that subscription. Coach class in selected countries where the economies are a little bit lower is also $49.95 a month, which is 50 QV, 35 commissionable volume, also 5 boomerangs a month every time when you do that. Coach class in all the other countries is $99.95 a month. It's 100 QV that you get and 75 CV, and you get 10 boomerangs every time you do that subscription. And business and first class in all countries around the world is $99.95 a month. You get 100 qualified volume points, 75 commissionable volume points, and 10 boomerangs every time you do your subscription.
So they do earn boomerangs
every single month.
Okay, I've been getting that question a lot in the field. How do we earn more boomerangs? There will be more ways that we do throughout our time of building the company, and you'll see some things happening soon, of course. But now every month you're going to get extra boomerangs. That means you're going to be able to build your customer base. And hey, you can't beat what's taking place in our company right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've covered this stuff on the right side, so we're not going to cover that again. But we do want to make sure that we let you know how you can make sure that you keep yourself out of trouble when it comes to the monthly subscription and how you keep your business healthy. Because you know what happens if you owned a McDonald's and you decided, you know what, this month, I'm not buying any hamburger patties. I'm not buying any French fried potatoes. I'm not buying any paper towels or toilet tissue for the bathroom. I'm not doing anything this month. Guess what the McDonald's Corporation is going to do? They are going to come and you're going to hear that sound, beep, beep, beep. That's going to be the McDonald's Corporation truck backing up to grab your golden arches and take them away, right? So if you decide you don't want to do your monthly expenses with McDonald's, you're going to lose your business. This is just normal. If you have a company and you decide you're not going to pay your employees this month, guess what? You're going to lose them too. So folks, you want to make sure that you keep your business healthy by maintaining your monthly. So how do you do that? Number one, the first place we look for this is your e-wallet. Mm-hmm. So make sure you keep enough in your e-wallet, your iboomerang e-wallet, to cover your monthly. So what does that mean? It means when you earn commissions and we put those commissions in your e-wallet, don't take it all out. Leave some there, right? Put yourself on a plan to see how many months of your monthly you can have stored up in your e-wallet. There are people right now who have 12 months of their monthly stacked in their e-wallet. And there are others who have 3 and 6 and 9. And I want to applaud those people because they understand that every dollar you make in your business is not your money.
That's good. Very good. You know what? I tell people also, get out of the mindset of just network marketing and work on having a mindset of running a business. Mm-hmm. And so you want to make sure you have some things in place. And that's what helped me in my career. I got out of network marketing mentally a long time ago. And that's why we always say we are business people who happen to use the network marketing platform to do business. And just make that switch. I'm telling you, this when you begin to think like that, then you see your business moving right along in the proper direction.
Absolutely. Now, you don't want accidents to happen. I mean, there might be just a day where you don't have enough in your e-wallet. So you want to make sure that you take the time to plug in a good credit card or debit card in your back office as a backup to your e-wallet. Because if we don't see it in your e-wallet, then we will look for the credit card on file. So you have a couple of opportunities, and you even have the ability to plug in a secondary card. So you have to plug in 2 cards just to make sure that you never have a miss on your monthly. Here's why. If you miss your monthly, you'll have your access to your back office will be restricted. You will not be qualified to earn the bigger commissions. You'll only be able to earn fast start bonuses. Mm-hmm. That's it. You'll lose access to your IGO and iDecide during the time that you are in default of your monthly. And any stored up volume, and these concepts are going to come into play later on in this training, and any unpaid commissions are going to be forfeited at that time, right? So just think about that. I mean, that's kind of normal in business, right? And so these are normal consequences of not keeping your business healthy each month.
Absolutely. You know, another thing I remind people at the end of the month, first of all, I don't wait until the end of the month, the last day of the month, to actually get myself qualified. Even for me, I go in no later than the 25th. If the 25th or 26th at the latest, if I don't have everything showing green in my back office, first of all, I like green better than red. Green means money to me, right?
That's right.
So look in the widget, in the little section in the back office with qualifications, and you can see whether the sign is showing the red sign that you're not qualified or the green sign that you are qualified. And that way, if you're not qualified or maybe your subscription hadn't run yet, then you need to do what's necessary to follow the steps and make sure at least that it runs manually. But I never want to go out and take a chance with my business by not having the lights of green in my back office. And I suggest you do the same.
Absolutely. And folks, listen, this is your responsibility. You are the business owner, right? So if like Edwin said, if you see red, and you pay attention to the communication, because guess what? If your card fails, we let you know, right? If the money's not in your e-wallet and your card fails, we send you an email and we let you know that we're going to try again in 2 days. So we're communicating with you. That's why we said earlier on in the training, make sure you're watching your email. You may want to do something in your email system to flag any emails that come from ibüümerang to the top of your list, or stars and fireworks and whatever, so that you don't miss our emails. If you see ibüümerang in your email, open it.
Open it. Hey, T-Ray, I have to say, we know if you're opening your emails or not. And we know for a fact that many of you all are not even opening your email. And a lot of times you end up calling customer service or calling the upline. And I end up getting a lot of those things along with the leadership here. And we say, listen, the email was sent, but it hadn't been opened. Right. So pay attention to your business. Just a few things. Take the extra necessary steps to make sure that you do what you have to do to run your business. We're going to do our part to provide the environment, but you have to do your part to make sure that everything is properly functioning for you and on your behalf.
Now, if you need some help getting this fixed or set up or whatever, support@ibüümerang.com. Send them an email. That's our customer service team, support@ibüümerang.com, and they will help you to get everything fixed and set up. There's a lot of other details like changing your subscription date, and we gave you the ability to move it within a few days, and make sure that you heed the warning. It lets you know that if you're trying to move it too far, you're going to put your business at risk. So don't put your business at risk. Just do the things that you need to do in order to make sure that your business stays healthy and you have full access to this amazing opportunity at all times. Okay. Now, we've shown you, we've given you some keys to success, and we've given you some things to make sure your business is healthy. Now let's dig into the elements of the compensation plan to show you how each one of them works. There are 6 pieces to the ibüümerang compensation plan, 6 ways that you can earn. The first is referred travel bonus. Second is travel savings bonus. Third, fast start bonus. Fourth, dual team bonus. Fifth, the unilevel payout. And sixth, the leadership development bonus. 6 amazing ways to really change your future. So the first we want to start with is an important note that in order to access the travel savings bonuses, the dual team bonuses, unilevel, leadership development bonus, a TSA, a travel savings ambassador, has to do 2 things. Number 1, activate your position, and 2, remain active. All right. So let's talk about how you do that. Step 1, how do you activate?
Number 1, make sure you generate at least $200 of qualifying volume, okay, within a 3-month period of time. So qualified volume, meaning that, it can go a couple of different ways. First, you can purchase your packs, one of your builder packs, coach, business, or first class. And eventually we're going to have the customers as well, okay, where you have enough volume that goes through your system in a lifetime to create 200 qualifying volume points. So whether it's your customers or personal purchases, for a total of 200 in a lifetime, then now that is considered a qualified position. So coach or hire will get you there, or generating $200 in customer travel savings volume will get you there as well. That gives you $200 of CV, of qualifying volume within the lifetime of your business. That's considered a qualified position at that point.
Absolutely. And just to make sure you guys are super clear, it's personal qualifying volume. So you can't count the volume from your team for this. right? So this has to be something that you do. And as our GMA just pointed out, there's two ways that you can do it: through your pack or through your customers. And it has to be during a 3-month period of time, right? So this is very, very important that everybody recognizes this as well. All right, so now the second step was, and once you've activated, right, that's how you activate your position. The second thing is you need to remain active. And how do you do that? Well, in order to remain active, you have to generate $100 of personal qualifying volume each month, right? And of course, in some countries, that minimum is 50 qualifying volume, okay? And you can do it the same two ways. You can do it through your monthly, you can do it through customers. I personally recommend you take responsibility for it. Don't leave it to anybody else. Do it through your monthly, right? Now, in any month that you're not active, you're not going to qualify for fast start bonuses. You'll only qualify, for fast start bonuses. The other elements of the plan will not be available to you. And as our GMA was pointing out earlier, there is a marker in your dashboard that shows you how to, shows you where you are.
Yes.
This is that business snapshot you were talking about before.
Yeah, you can't miss it. I mean, it's right there. I look at it every time I go into my back office. And so you can see it there. Shows PB percentage. If it's red with an X, that means you're not qualified. And we're taking our time to go through this because a lot of people seem not to get this. And we want to make sure that you can take this recording and give it to anyone who's getting started from the very first day, and they will have a thorough understanding of what's going on. So you may hear us repeat a few things. I'm repeating some things that T. Gray is saying. He's repeating some things that I'm saying. It may sound redundant, but we want to make sure we give you what you need to build a big business. And it's very clear.
Yes, absolutely. We're taking our time with this today because this is we get this all day, every day. And this has been one of the biggest priorities that our GMA and our CEO have put on me to get this done.
And you're delivering, man. Thank you so much.
So that we can just explain, right?
Yes,
and just put it out there and people have a video. And there's our CEO right there. He just popped up on Facebook and he said, great stuff, guys. Thank you, Holton. We appreciate you very much. And we know you're going to rock it.
I don't know how he's everywhere. Like he's everywhere.
He knows what Patrice and Tawana know. He knows how to clone himself, and he hasn't shared it with us.
And share it with me, Mr. Buggs, please. Oh my goodness, he sees everything. He knows, man, what an amazing. This is not, I get excited about it, but it's not just because I know who he is and been around. Mm-hmm. I've seen individuals that are in that position and they just so out of touch. And you think that at that level they would be in touch. But our CEO is always in touch with the field, with the corporate staff. He sees everything. That's somebody who really cares. And I appreciate working with him, for him, in any other way we want to say it. Yeah, what absolutely. An amazing time. Yeah. I don't know anybody who's wearing out more sets of track shoes than he is. He's the hardest working person in the company and in the field. And it's amazing. And like I said earlier on, we had a meeting started at 8 o'clock on Monday. He was here. Yeah. And we walked out of here, including Holton Buggs, at 10:30 that night. Correct. So, for all of you guys in Fort Lauderdale, I would just tell you this. You guys are learning from someone who walks the walk and talks the talk in a way that nobody else on the planet does. Sure. All right, well, let's keep this thing popping and talk about when you make your money. Okay, so this is the reward payout schedule. I'll just run through this real quick. We have 2 rewards that are paid out on a weekly basis. The fast start bonuses and the dual team bonuses are paid out on a weekly basis. The week closes on Sunday at midnight. So the week runs from Monday to Sunday. The week closes on Sunday at midnight, U.S. Central Time. And then we pay commissions on the second Monday, right? So not the very next day, but that next Monday that comes. Right. And so once you get your business going, you can really be earning commissions every single Monday as you're building your business. Now, the next set of the remaining elements of the compensation plan are all paid out on a monthly basis. That's the referred travel, the travel savings bonus, the unilevel, and the leadership development bonus. Those are all paid out monthly on the 20th of the following month. Yes. So for things that happen in June, they're paid out on, let's say, the 20th of July.
Things that happen in July, they're paid out on the 20th of August. Okay, so we want to make sure that everybody understands.
And one other note too, I'll get a lot of this. And when are our travel savings paid out? I want to just briefly cover this. And like I said, we're taking our time. I want to give you what you need. Travel savings bonuses are only paid once the trips have been taken and the money is received. That can be 30, 60, sometimes 90 days. Depends on when that trip has been completed and how fast the hotel, the car rental place, or whatever pays that money to our wholesaler. Our wholesaler pays us, and we have to process it. Each person has a process. That's why we want you to go out there, put enough customers in the pipeline, and then as that adds up, now the money will begin. Once we receive it, it goes into your next month's commission. But you have to remember, the trip has to be taken and completed, paid for through the various people that the hands that it has to go through, and then we pay it out to you. So go on and do what you have to do during this pre-lunch time, and as we're building to get your customer base built to build your customer base and to have enough travel savings money rolling through the pipeline. And I can tell you this too, T-Ray, looking at the numbers, man, we're already seeing the numbers are adding up. And we can see everything. I want to remind people this too. I know we're going through the comp plan, but I want to remind you of this. We see and document everything. We don't miss anything. And so we're going to make sure that those travel savings are accurate and paid to you in a timely fashion. So I want to make sure that you know what's going on and how that part of the system works as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So now let's get into the retail commission elements of the plan. And there are two of those. The first one is the referred travel bonus. And so this is what happens when you refer travel to Extreme Travel to book on your behalf. Now, what are some of the things that you might refer to Extreme Travel? Well, you want to refer anything that should not be booked through a travel engine. Okay, so if it's really special and it needs that human touch, or there's a lot of people involved, you may want to book that through Extreme instead of trying to do it through the iGo platform.
Absolutely.
So here's an example. You have a large group, right? Like a church group or a family reunion group, we use the example in the picture here of a destination wedding. These are things that should have the love and attention of human beings. And so what you want to do is you want to go to iboomhub.com. You want to click on the referral for Extreme Travel, follow the instructions, and they will take care of it. They'll handle all the aspects of booking this trip for the group. Okay. Now, here's the thing, a very important expectation management that I want to do. A lot of times folks are contacting Extreme and they're looking for the same discounts as they would find on iGo.
Oh, no.
And that's not the case. Yes. Remember, anytime you can do it yourself, you get the whole discount.
Sure.
Right? Anytime you got to involve people to do things for you, you pay a premium. So what you get when you book with Extreme is, of course, you're going to get good prices, but you're not necessarily going to get the cheapest prices. But what you are going to get is that hands-on love and attention that's going to make it an amazing trip. For example, my cruise that I just came back from, right? I did not book it through the iGo platform. I could have, but I didn't. It's a very important trip. We wanted to go see my son. We had grandma and great grandma with us. And so what do? We booked it through Extreme because we needed somebody to just take care of us, make sure everything was done, I's dotted, T's crossed. And guess what? We had an amazing glitch-free vacation. So that's what you want to do. And anytime you send that travel through Extreme, you're going to receive 25% of the commission as a referral bonus. Okay. Now, important thing, this does not pay upline. It only goes to the person who referred it.
Very good.
Okay. Now, the next retail commission is our travel savings bonus.
Travel savings bonus is when you actually book the trips yourself through your iGo platform. So now you're sharing this platform with your customers and friends and all of the people that we're talking about from getting those free boomerang sites as well. So now when you book that travel, you're actually able to share in the bonuses that are actually paid out from the iGo boomerang platform as well. Now, customers only only receive 50% of the savings that you can earn as a TSA. Let me make sure I get TSA right. Travel Savings Ambassador. So brand new people, if you're listening, no, you're not going to be working at the airport now. So TSA simply means Travel Savings Ambassador. And that's what we deem our distributors as Travel Savings Ambassador. You get a full discount, up to 60 to 70% in some cases. And our customers get up to 35% in savings as a customer. And so what happens is the remaining 50% of what's saved, there's a bonus that's paid out, and 50% of that goes to you for giving up that boomerang site, as well as a cash back, and exclusive to us. No one else can give cash back in the way that we have with this particular program, so it's exclusive to us. So I say a big boom for us. Right. Unlimited earnings. So however many customers you get and how many trips they book, you're going to make 50% bonus of those travel savings.
And what I love about this, the karma on this is so clean, because guess what? We only make money when it works.
Yeah, we only make money when it works and when they save.
That's right. And that's when the customer saves money. And it works all the time, so I really shouldn't say it that way. But but when the customer saves money, when the customer spends less, that's when we make money. So that is the coolest aspect of the way this works. So now let's dig into this a little bit and make it super plain. So bottom line is, when the customer does the search, they see half the discount that you see, and half of the discount that they receive goes to you as a travel savings bonus. 35% of what they save goes upline into the to the unit level, so that you can get, and what that does is it makes it so that you can get paid not just on your customers, but also on your organization's customers.
Yeah. So remember, I call it 50, 35, 15% rule.
Right.
50, 35, 15% rule, meaning 50% goes as a cash bonus to you based on the savings. You get a bonus in cash of 50%. 35% of that goes into the compensation structure, meaning that it rolls through the comp plan for residual income. And then 15%, of course, is to make sure that ibüümerang can operate and function. So look at what we did. 85%.
That's pretty amazing.
85% of the travel saving bonuses go back out to the field, and the company only retains 15% for this operational cost. I mean, where do you see that in the industry? It's
in the world. I've never been part of a sales organization of any type that this company said, we're only going to keep 15%. We're going to pay 85% out into the field.
Correct.
Never. Yeah. You know, most organizations, the most that especially even traditional business, the most that a salesperson can earn is maybe 20%. And that's aggressive. That's considered an amazing plan. So for a company to say, hey, here's 50% for you, and 35% we're going to pay the folks that are responsible for you being here.
Yes.
Come on, that's quite amazing.
Yes.
So,
well, hey, again, go back to our principle: what gets rewarded gets repeated. So Mr. Buggs made sure he set this up, whereas you would get a big chunk of the money for yourself and your team. And we want you to continue to go out there and build a business in the way that we have it structured.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's dig into a little bit of an example here. For those who want to really just focus on getting customers, you can actually create great income for yourself at ibüümerang. Here's an example. Let's suppose you got 10 customers, and your 10 customers saved an annual $600 a piece on an average, right? Now, that could be one trip, right? And I'll give you an example. Like I said, my wife just saved $400 on one trip. If that was a customer would have saved $200 on one trip, right? And by the way, folks, what do you think somebody who saves $200 on one trip does? They keep using iGo over and over again. They're a believer now, right? So whether it's one trip or multiple trips, let's suppose that these 10 customers save an average of $600 for the year, okay? So what does that mean? That's a total savings of 10 times 600, or a total of $6,000. How much of that do you get? Remember, 50%, because you gave each of these 10 people the site, so you just earned $3,000. So what if you wanted to make $30,000? Have 100 customers. What if you wanted to make $300,000? Have 1,000 customers. Is that possible? We have several people in the company right now who, after just 4.5 months, have 200 to 250 personal customers.
Yes.
There's someone in the company who acquired 90 customers in 30 days.
That's truly belief. That's belief in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there and do it. They're free.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't understand if you can't do something for free. Now, you were selling stuff that you didn't want to sell before, or were required to sell things that you didn't want to sell before. Now we're saying, do this, acquire your customers for free, let them reap the benefits of this great program, and it will pay you just like we're showing you on the screens today.
You want to know something crazy? Yeah. When I was on that cruise ship, there were 3,000 other people on it. You know what that means, folks? And then we pulled up into this one city in Alaska, and there were 5 monstrous cruise ships in the harbor.
Yes, yes.
And I was talking to the gentleman in one of the jewelry stores, and he said on some days there are 10,000 visitors a day in that city.
Wow.
What am I trying to say? People want to travel. They're sitting at their desk dreaming, not of their next health shake, not dreaming about the next face cream. They're dreaming about where they're going to go on vacation. They're looking at somebody else's Instagram, just totally jealous, right? And here comes you that says, hey, I want to give you the gift of your next trip at a discount.
Yes.
10 customers, simple. 90 in a month really doesn't require that much ambition. It just requires what Ed said, belief.
Yeah.
So we will have the people in this company who make the most from customers.
It's great. When I was selling face cream, peels, potions, and lotion, there's nothing wrong with that. Great industry best product. You know the biggest time we had in those companies?
What?
Is when we had a trip.
Come on.
When it was time for us to do these incentives, and we would travel all over the world, and we try to sell the most cream, potions, and lotions so we can qualify to be on those, and we did a trip every single time. Wow. So our product works even for those companies and us as well. So, all right, let's keep going.
Amazing. Now, for those of you who want to build a team, and why would you build a team? So that you can get even more customers faster, right? So for those of you who are afraid of recruiting, we're trying to help you shift your paradigm, because we don't recruit just for recruiting's sake. You recruit so you have more customer getters. So let's suppose you build a team of 300 travel savings ambassadors. It doesn't mean that you got them all yourself. Maybe you got 10, and the 10 got 10, now you got 100, and 100 got 3, now you got 300, right? And they are customer getters, so they've got 10 customers apiece. Well, what does that mean? It means that now you get paid on 3,000 customers.
Good.
Right? Your 10 plus their the remaining, customers, 2,990.
Yes.
Now, here's what happens. Let's suppose those customers, again, save $600 a year, whether it's one trip or a bunch of trips, doesn't matter, $600 altogether. That means that when we turn this into commissionable volume, because what we're talking about now is the 35%. The last slide talked about the 50%. When we turn this into commissionable volume and we average it out across the year, it's about 3,262 points per day going into the unilevel. And if you're earning a 10% override, well, then you're looking at about $326 a day, $9,786 a month, and a potential $117,000 per year.
Yes, very, very good. And that's just at an average of about 10%.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? I know people in the industry of network marketing have teams several times bigger than 300 who are not earning this type of money.
That's true. Absolutely. And look, all customer base. What I am so excited. So many people are concerned in the industry because of rules and regulations that we have to follow of having, whether you have more distributors than customers. And our focus is more centered on having a strong customer base. And we have the incentive to do so with what we're doing, which also makes the distributor base grow even faster. So we have a heck of a combination as to how we're doing business right now.
Quite amazing, quite amazing. What can you earn a travel savings bonus on? Hotels, car rentals, cruises, weeks, and activities. That's what you can earn travel savings bonus on at this particular point in time.
See, Greg, what beautiful pictures, man. I mean, I tell you, I'm ready to go travel right now. Somebody need to see if that bed is soft. And right now, I want to see how big that cruise is. And I wouldn't mind driving in one of those cars. And man, is that water wet?
Is it wet?
Right there by that poolside in the beach. You know what? Oh, wow. Beautiful picture.
I want to test out that umbrella. Does that umbrella really?
Does it put shade? Does it really put shade on?
Does it put real shade on it? Does it shade you good? Right? Absolutely. And by the way, folks, make sure you let us know when you're testing out the product. Send in your pictures.
Please do.
And let us know when you're testing it out. All right. Now let's get into the Fast Start bonus. Those were we covered our 2 retail commissions. Now we're going to get into the business building bonuses, the Fast Start bonus. Okay. And as you can tell from the picture, it has something to do with helping people get off to a fast start, right? Now, a Fast Start bonus is triggered when you help your personally enrolled people get off to a fast start. What's the fastest start that you can do? Well, you can do the packs, right? That's the fastest way to 200 personal qualifying volume points is to do the pack, all right? You could do it through your customers, but you got to get the customers. They've got to book travel. They've got to have enough to create $200 of qualifying volume from travel savings. And they got to take the trip and complete the trip.
Right.
All things that you don't really have any control over. All things that will happen, but all things that you can't control when they happen. The one thing that you can't control is you can get a pack. And why would you really want to get a pack? So you can have access to the best IGO experience that you can and all the other benefits that come along with your pack. So if you do that, you're going to put yourself in a position to be off to a fast start. And that triggers a one-time 10% fast start bonus to the enroller. Okay. Now, if a person gets started at coach and upgrades to business and then upgrades to first class, whatever happens over those first 60 days, the enroller is going to earn a 10% fast start on that. And it's paid on the commissionable volume. So as you can see, coach class is $250, but it has 200 commissionable volume points. Business class is $500, but it has 400 commissionable volume points. And first class is $1,000 and has 800 commissionable volume points. So that means that the fast start bonuses for those are $20, $40, and $80. They're paid out weekly on that second Monday. And you don't have to purchase a pack to earn them. You could be at standby and you can enroll someone who gets started at first class and you just earn $80. Okay. Now, one other detail, no bonus is paid on the enrollment kit. There's no bonus paid on standby. Okay. That's actually something that we don't do and we cannot do. So we just want to make sure that everyone is super clear on that.
Very good.
Now, let's get into the exciting builder bonuses. And, we've got 2 amazing structures here, and I'm going to let our GMA talk about them.
Hey, listen, you're right. The dual team and the unilevel. The dual team and the unilevel. Dual team is what we call is built for speed, meaning that you can make right now money. You get started day one, you can put volume on the left and the right, grow your organization immediately. And we consider that the Lamborghini of our compensation structure. But as you now grow your organization and begin to grow the customer base and all your subscription fees and anything that goes into the back end, which we call the uni level, the structure based on your personal enrollment tree. You'll hear us say PET, P-E-T, personal enrollment tree, meaning that starting from your personals and their personals and their personals and those people personals and so on and so forth down 7 levels. That is what we call the Rolls Royce. The Rose is for stability. Speed, like this, dual team, unilevel, Rolls Royce. I'm telling you, in the root, hey, see, that's the Rolls Royce. This is the Rolls Royce with a driver.
So it's more like you're sitting in the back.
Yeah, you're sitting in the back. You're just on your phone because that thing grows. And this will probably be the biggest part of your compensation structure and the most stable part of your compensation structure because the speed is done with your recruiting but the stability is done with the maturing of your customer base. And here we go on what to take place with the dual team. All right, in the dual team, your dual team commissions are actually goes anywhere from 10% to 20% based on the lesser leg of your business. 10 to 20%, depending on where you get started or what you achieve by going through the ranks. And we do have that. Again, you're going to keep hearing us say that on ibüümerang.com. You can always go there and revisit how do you go through the compensation plan as well. And we'll talk about some of that. So dual team commissions are calculated out on a weekly basis. And T. Gray just talked about that. You know, it closes on at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's paid out on the second Monday, not the following Monday, but the second Monday. That commission week, once it closes, pays out on the second Monday as well. There are weekly caps that will apply. So you will see that in your chart as well, based on your progression through the compensation plan. So you want to go through the ranks as quick as possible. That way you set the pace for your team, but also it gets you up to the higher level of pay as well. Another big one, I've had people that ask, well, I have some volume in my back office. I have $200 on my lesser side. I have $400 on my lesser side. The company will not pay on the lesser side until you hit 500 or more in volume points. Once you get above 500 on your lesser side, so you have to have the volume enough on your stronger side, meaning enough volume on your stronger side. Let's say you have 2,000 volume on your stronger side. That's been carrying over, but now you have $450 of volume on the lesser side, the opposite side. It won't trigger a check. You need at least 50 points or more to go on that lesser side, and then now it triggers a check, and the higher volume you go, the bigger your checks will be in that regard as well. And so if it says well,
if you have less than the 500,
yes,
it's just going to carry over until you accumulate 500. And once you get to 500, so you might have 200 this week, and then, you know, if you're building more slowly, you might get another 100 the next week. That's fine. The 300 will carry over, and once you hit 500, then it's going to pay you out.
Yes. The other thing is you're going to have the volume that's going to keep accumulating, and it goes for a 12-month period of time. If the volume is in your business and you have volume that's been sitting there for over 12 months, it's gonna begin to flush 1 month at a time based on the oldest month of business. Okay, so if you start in January and you go into January of next year, once you go into February, the previous January falls off. Whatever volume for that month falls off, so it won't stay longer than 12 months. So you want to go out and utilize that volume. Make sure you build both sides of your business as strong as possible, because the volume will definitely flush at some point in time, but it's based on a 12-month period of time and 1 month at a time. Won't lose everything, but 1 month. That last month, once it goes over 12 months, that particular volume, if it's 500 or 5,000 that month that you hadn't got paid on that volume will eventually go away. But we want to make sure we pay you on it. So let's go out there and build as big of a business as possible.
And it goes back to something you said earlier. You said what gets rewarded gets repeated. So folks, I just want you to understand that the whole purpose of a compensation plan is to reward the desired behavior, right? So, you know, if we let the volume accumulate indefinitely, what are we rewarding? We're rewarding sitting back and just kind of waiting and not really doing anything. So 12 months is really a long time. It's plenty of time. What we are rewarding is folks who get out there and help us build this company.
Absolutely.
You help us build this company, you can really enjoy some incredible rewards in the process. Now, let's give you an example of how the dual team works. So this is a team volume for the week example. I suppose that your volume for the week was, I suppose you're like really out there building it, like who? Like Cesar Munoz.
Yes.
Or, you know, or like some of our new rock stars that you're going to start hearing their names very, very soon, right? Or Emmanuel Bernstein, or, you know, Amy and Steve. So let's suppose that on one side of your business, you have 100,000 commissionable volume points, right? So what is that like? That's like 100 people that joined your business that week on that side that did the first class pack. right? Or no, a little bit more than 100 people,
yeah.
right? And then on the right side, you had 25,000 points. Okay, great. Well, what can you earn? You are going to earn on the 25,000 points. So what the system's going to do is it's going to take the 25,000 points and pay you on them. It's so now you have nothing left on the right side. So you're going to get paid. It's also going to balance that out and take 25,000 from the larger side. So you're going to have 75,000 left over to carry over. And if you're at 10%, you just earn $2,500 in dual team commission.
Wow, that's strong.
If you're at 20%, if I suppose you're at the diamond or above level, you earn $5,000 on that same volume. So you can see why it makes sense. Again, you could, if you were at first class, you would earn 15%.
Absolutely. Hey,
instead of 10.
So make sure you get yourself to the highest position as possible so you can reap the benefits of this compensation structure.
Absolutely. And just by way of definition, CV again is commissionable volume, DTC equals dual team commission, and the dual team can go between 10% and 20%. The max that you can earn in the dual team, we did have to limit it.
We had to limit it.
And I hope you guys can figure out how to live off of this amount.
200. Listen, I remember we said we had worked a similar comp plan to Mr. Buggs' design. Our max was 75,000 a week.
Wow.
He went back and looked at all of the things that we need to plug in and get right, take the things that were not so good, not that it was bad, just not so healthy for the comp plan. We got rid of it. And then he looked at things that would be even more healthier for the comp plan, and he added more to it. And in this one, he took it from 75,000 a week to $250,000 a week potential. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you can get by on that. I'm pretty sure here, just in the Lamborghini part of our compensation plan. But wait, T-Ray, there's more. There's more. There's more. Because it even gets better when we go to the unit level. The unit level is even more, I call it stronger than and more solid, I would say, even though this is strong, but the unit level is even stronger.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So just by way of details, this slide shows you what the dual team commissions, dual team percentage is for each rank,
yes, and
what the cap is. So just to go fairly quickly, at coach, you're looking at 10% in the dual team. You're looking at $1,000 a week cap for the first 30 days, then $500 a week after that. At business, 12%, $2,500 cap for the first 30 days, then $750 a week after that. First class, 15%. With a $10,000 a week initial cap, then $1,000 a week cap after the first 30 days. And we did that just to allow people who get started first class. You got big builders who want to come and be able to blast out. We don't want them to be limited. Now, once you move into the builder ranks, director, senior director, and executive director, the cap, the percentage goes to 12% naturally. Now, if you're at first class, it's not going to go down to 12%.
Right.
But if you're at, let's say, coach class, it's going to go up to 12%. And if you're at business class, it'll stay the same. But what's going to increase here is your weekly cap. It's going to go $1,500 a week, $2,000 a week, then $2,500 a week. Then you have your leadership ranks, Sapphire through Triple Crown. Now you're going to start to see your percentage go from 15% all the way up to 20% once you hit Black Diamond, and that's where it maxes out. But your cap is going to increase from $3,000 to $5,000 a week to $10,000 a week, $20,000 a week, $30,000 a week, $50,000 a week, all the way up to $250,000 a week at Triple Crown Diamond.
Strong, very strong.
Very, very strong. All right. Now, one thing that we want to make sure that everybody understands is that in order to be qualified to get paid in the dual team, you need to have one person on your left and one person on your right who is also activated and who remains active.
Yes.
Okay. You can see that in the dashboard. It will show you left, right with green check or red X, right? If you have red X's, it means you're not qualified. You might have a red X on one side and a green check on the other. It means you're halfway there.
Yes.
Okay. And you need to make that, you need to make sure that you maintain that every single month and every single week. Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. Unilevel.
Unilevel. Rolls Royce.
Okay.
All right. With our Unilevel. With the Unilevel, you're going to get started. So As a TSA, all the way up to executive director, you're going to earn 3 levels, your first 3 levels of unit level. That means 10%, 10%, 10% on the first level, 10% on the second level, and 10% on the third level. Now, what happens is, we're going to just make an example. Outside of your travel savings bonuses that goes into the comp plan, just on the $99.95 subscription fee, anytime that's paid, it generates 75 CV points, commissionable volume points, what you earn a commission on. So each person that's on your first level, whether you have 1 or 100, I have 122. Some people may have 1. I know you have Mike Healy that may have 200. You know, different people have different ones. Tanya Houston, who's out there getting it done over there. I want to say hats off to her and that whole team, Peter and all them, for what they're doing in Atlanta. They're rocking. But listen, whatever takes place on the first level, on the second level, it gives 75 CV points based on the $99.95. And if you do 10% of that, 10% of 75 CV points is $7.50 that you earn for each subscription that's paid. That's done every single month that happens in there. And so you can look at, kind of calculate based on the levels that you have. So as you see, again, TSA director, senior director, executive directors, you automatically have the first 3 levels. Once you hit the rank of Sapphire, which is our first leadership pin, you're gonna pick up a 4th level of bonus, which is 8%. And then Ruby, 7%. When you go Ruby, and that's level 5 that you pick up. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. At Emerald, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels, and that's 6%. And at Diamond and above, you get 7 levels of bonuses, and that's 10%, 10%, 8%, 7%, 6%, 5% on all of those levels. Unlimited number of people that you can have on those levels, and you make a percentage every time their customers generate volume or those individuals generate volume. You make a percentage based on those levels in the unit level, and that can be pretty hefty as to what you'll be able to earn. So this is what we call your personal enrollment tree. I mentioned that earlier, where you have based on only on your personals, not from the binary. If some spillover happens in the binary, that's not considered as part of your personal enrollment tree. You did not personally enroll those people. So it's going to look at every personal that you put, that's your first level. It's going to look at the people that your first level people enrolled, that's your second, and so on and so forth. That is considered your personal enrollment tree. And we also have something that's called dynamic compression. What does that mean? Let's say you have levels 5, 4, and 5. And for some reason, those people are not active. Okay? They're not active. Levels 4 and 5. That means now anything below, which would be the next level, will be 6. If level 6 is active, 7 is active, and everything else below, it all compresses up. So level 6 will now be level 4. Level 7 will now be level 5, and so on and so forth. All of those levels roll up and eat. That means now you would never miss getting paid on any level based on someone not being active. You will always have those levels filled in. It is amazing what we have, because dynamic compression compresses up all of those levels, so you don't miss any level of pay. I'm telling you, it is rarely done in this industry, and our CEO is bold enough to get that. And these numbers are calculated monthly. Every month, you're going to see those residual checks come in. Absolutely.
Now, of course, the obvious qualification to the unilevel is that, yes, you have to have enrolled someone. And of course, they need to be activated and active, right? So that's what you need in order to be unilevel qualified as well.
All right.
I said that's obvious because if you don't have anybody, there's nobody.
There's no person enrolled.
There's nobody to blame on. All right.
Oh my goodness. Hey, it's so much money. I have to put my hand on my head like this.
I know.
It can just keep rolling in.
Oh man, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Yes. Hey, this is, you know what?
By the way, talk about that.
Help people helping you.
Right.
This is leadership.
Yep.
That's what we call leadership. Leaders lead. They always are reaching to pull people up. And this system will reward you for reaching down in your group. And one thing we teach, and you're going to hear this quite often in our leadership, lead at the top, work at the bottom. Lead at the top, work at the bottom. I go down deep in the legs of business and I help develop leaders because remember, what gets rewarded gets repeated. Mm-hmm. Now, the same thing happens for you. We have incentivized people to go down in their organization and develop leaders because of this leadership bonus. Typically in the industry, if you develop leaders, they have what they call, T. Gray, a breakaway plan. Mm-hmm. Meaning that if a person hits a certain rank, then that volume goes away from the upline.
Right.
In our system, the deeper you develop leaders, the more you're going to be able to earn. Mm-hmm. Let's introduce. See, I guess I'm going to say this. The unit level by itself is just a Rolls Royce. Okay? The unit level by itself is just a Rolls Royce.
That's right.
Well, watch this now.
Okay.
But when you go to the leadership bonus, that's when you get a driver.
Boom!
Let's talk about getting a driver right now.
Oh, that's strong right there.
All right?
I love it.
All right, so here's how the leadership bonus works. In every personally sponsored leg of business, once you are a sapphire, okay? In every leg of business, once you are a sapphire, you now qualify to get the first generation of leadership bonus, okay? That means it's not based on the level because your first sapphire or above, I want you to remember, it doesn't have to be just a sapphire because you're a sapphire. Your first level of leadership in your leg of business can be a triple crown. It can be a presidential. It can be a blue diamond. It can be a ruby. But whatever the first level of leadership is, you now make 2% on the entire generation that it takes for them to generate that volume. You make 2% of all of that volume in addition to what you earn in the unit level. And it's going to look at every leg of business for any sapphire or above and that first generational leader, whether they're on your first level or your number 50 level. It doesn't matter. It's going to look for them. That means now you can get past the seventh level of earnings because of what we have here with the leadership bonus. So at Sapphire, every Sapphire and above, you earn 2% of all of the volume that it takes for them to become a Sapphire above. When you hit the rank of Ruby, not only do you get the first level of leadership bonus of 2%, but now you get 3% no matter where they fall. It can be if there was the second level that they hit, the first generation was on your second level, and the next generation was on your 10th level. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with levels. It's generations. They're going to look at the first level, Sapphire and above, 2%. They're going to look at the next generation, wherever they may fall, of Sapphire and above, Sapphire to Triple Crown, and they're going to now give you an additional 3% once you hit Ruby. And that's in every leg of business. They're going to look for those two generations. And then T. Gray, it gets better. Once you go to Emerald.
I'm on overload.
All right. You now pick up a third. So you got the first, the second, and now a third level, wherever they may fall, generation. And you're now going to earn 4%. So 2% from the first, all the way across in every leg, 3% from the second generation, and 4% from the third generation of every one of those leaders in those different legs of business. And when you do diamond and above, you pick up a fourth generation in addition to the first, second, and third. You pick up a fourth, and you get 5%. 5% of every Sapphire and above, all the way across your organization and personal enrollment tree. This one is going to be one of your biggest bonuses that you can create. So we want to encourage you to help grow your organization. And just like that photo said, reach down, find the leaders who are willing to raise their hand and be pulled up to the top of this company. And we're going to go out there with this comp plan and reward you for helping those people become leaders in our great company of ibüümerang. And it has dynamic compression.
Absolutely. So as people, you pick up all the bonuses, as you pick up all the levels that you're qualified to get that other people in your business are not qualified to get. You know, this requires a training in and of itself, but I like what somebody in the Zoom chat said. They said that the dual team is the Lamborghini.
Yeah.
They said that the unilevel is the Rolls Royce. Uh-huh. And they said the leadership development bonus is the private jet.
That is very good.
Okay. So once you understand this is really a huge reward. And as our Global Master Ambassador pointed out, it will be for those of you who achieve diamond and above and who become skilled at developing sapphires and above in your organization, this will be your biggest payout.
Yes.
And it will blow your mind.
Yes.
Okay. So just bottom line, hats off again to our CEO and our visionary Holton Buggs for just finding ways to reward people who help build this amazing company. All right. So our last part that we want to cover is the performance ranks in terms of the compensation plan. And, you know, we have, you know, a progression, a way that you can just monitor and keep score of your advancement through ibüümerang. You can progress through the ranks two ways: by generating qualifying volume through your personal enrollment tree. Qualifying volume is the total dollar volume of your sales. So for example, a first class pack is $1,000 and it's also 1,000 QV. Second way is by developing and maintaining active TSAs. And we're going to institute, not today, but in a few months, our active TSA credit concept, which means that if people are doing their monthly subscription, the $49.95 is equal half a credit. The folks who are grandfathered from Traveris equal 3/4 of a credit, and the $99.95s equal 1 credit. And so you'll be able to, we'll reward people who build an organization that maintains a healthy business every single month.
And Tigre, I want to remind, just like you said, right now at this point in time, we hadn't implemented that.
Correct.
Because I've had some inquiries about that. That will be a couple of months away.
Correct.
Okay.
And it'll actually be more than a couple of months. We're probably not going to institute it until the beginning of 2020. Okay. All right. But we do want to make sure that everybody understands it so you can start building this base so that when we do implement it, it can be something that benefits you as well. There are leg balancing requirements. We're going to discuss those in a second. They apply to either way that you qualify, whether you're doing qualifying volume or active TSA credits, you still have to meet the leg balance. Spillover volume from your dual team does not help you rank advance. Okay. Sapphires and above have an additional requirement. These are leadership ranks, and so they're required to demonstrate leadership by having personally enrolled active TSAs on the left and the right, and we'll talk about that as well. If you are a blue diamond and above, and you want to earn the maximum weekly cap in the dual team, you need to make sure that you've demonstrated leadership by having at least 20% of your qualifying volume come from each side of the dual team, right? So we're going to look and we're going to make sure. And if you don't do it, if you don't have that, not a problem. We're not going to hold you back from advancing rank, but you will only get paid in the dual team at the highest level cap that you qualify for based on that 20% rule, right? So you can be a blue diamond that's getting paid at the diamond level in the dual team because you don't have the 20%. And then also for diamonds and above, we recognize how special an achievement that is. And it's important to maintain it. Sometimes there are bumps in the road. And so there's a rank grace period of 1 to 2 months for diamonds that allows you to solidify your business and your income. They don't accumulate. Every month that you qualify to rank gives you the corresponding number of rank months to solidify it. And it applies to percentage bonuses only and not one-time payouts. So let's go through the leadership rank qualifications. To qualify as a sapphire, you need 15,000 in qualifying volume or 100 active TSA credits. There's a 40% leg balance that applies. You need to have enrolled 2 on the left and 2 on the right. That simply means that you can only count 6,000 of the volume from any of your particular legs. And or you can only count 40 of your active TSA credits from any particular leg. For Ruby, it's 40,000 QV or 250 active TSA credits. Again, the 40% leg balance. And now it's 3 on the left and 3 on the right that you need to have. And by the way, if you meet all of these qualifications and you only have 2 on the left and 2 on the right, guess what? You're not a Ruby, you're a Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you want to make sure that you're feeding both sides of the dual team. The max that you can count as a Ruby based on the 40% leg balance is 16,000 in qualifying volume from any leg, or 100 credits from any leg. Emerald, 80,000 or 500 active TSA credits, 40% leg balance, 4 on the left and 4 on the right, max 32,000 from any leg, max 200 credits from any leg. And again, I just want to keep saying this. We're not doing the credits right now. We're preparing you. And you're going to hear this a few times over the next 4 or 5 months before we implement this. Diamond, 200,000 in QV or 1,200 active TSA credits, 40% leg balance, 5 on the left, 5 on the right. That means that the max you can count as a diamond from any one particular leg is 80,000 in QV or 480 credits. And why do we do this? It's so that you can be rewarded for your building, not that you enroll one person who's a rock star and you ride that person to the top of the plan.
Right.
Okay. And again, just so you guys understand the active TSA credits, it's half a credit for the 49.95s, 3/4 of a credit for T credit. Wow. Traveris, I am not I am a whole person for the Traveris folks and a grandfather, and 1 credit for the 99.95s. All right. You want to do the diamonds?
All right. Blue Diamond, elite levels here. So with Blue Diamond, of course, it's 500,000 in qualifying volume or 3,000 active TSA credits. So you have your balance that you have to have there as well. 30% leg balance. You must have 5 personally sponsored people on your left and 5 personally sponsored people on your right that are qualified, as we covered earlier in the training. Then Black Diamond, you have about $1 million, okay, $1 million of qualified volume with a 30% leg balance, as well as 6,000 active TSA credits. Same thing. Once you get your 5 and 5, you're done all the way throughout to the top of the company. So every one of these, you're going to see 5 personally sponsored on the left, 5 personally sponsored on your right for your elite level leadership. Then presidential, 2 million in volume, qualified volume, 12,000 credits, active TSA credits, 30% leg balance for volume or based on active TSA credits. Crown Diamond, $5 million of qualifying volume or 30,000 active TSAs. 20% leg balance. Notice that's 20%. Now that means you can only count 20%. By the time you have a Crown business, you probably have enough personal legs of business, I know for a fact, that are growing, and you can only count 20% of that toward your qualifications. And again, 5 on the left, 5 on the left from your personals. Double Crown, 7 million in qualified volume, 42,000 active TSA credits, 20% leg balance, 5 on the left, 5 on the right personals, and you are considered a Double Crown. And of course, at the pinnacle, at the top of our company, is Triple Crown Diamond. We will have Triple Crown Diamonds. People are working toward it big time, but $10 million per month in qualified volume or 60,000 active TSA credits with a 20% leg balance, 5 on the left, 5 on the right, and you are a Triple Crown Diamond in our company.
And again, we just want to remind that Blue Diamonds and above, minimum 20% of the qualifying volume has to come from each leg of their dual team in order to maximize the weekly cap. Great. So here's a graphical look at the ranks. As you can see, starting out as a TSA, going all the way up to Triple Crown. We covered all of the individual qualifications, and you can see the rank grace periods at 1 to 2 months for the diamond ranks. And we do that to give them the opportunity to solidify their business as they are so important to the company. All right, so that covers all the elements of the comp plan. And as we wrap this up, I just want to give you a couple of success strategies so that you can totally win. And, if you want to be customer focused, we just want to encourage you, get out there and acquire 10 customers a month. Be consistent in doing that. Do that consistently, as we mentioned before, for 18 months. Allow those customers to mature and use the iGo and start generating. You'll have a nice pipeline of income that you can develop by consistently getting 10 customers a month. If you want to be a business builder, we encourage you to follow one of our 2 plans that we've been teaching people. We have a conservative plan, which is the 10 and 2 plan. There's a training that you can watch on iBoom Hub about 10 and 2, also on our YouTube channel on how to execute the 10 and 2 plan. That is a plan that shows you how to go diamond over the course of a year by consistently, just one brick at a time, building your business each month. Now, the faster plan, the more accelerated plan is the 2020 plan. And we also have a training for that you can go watch that will teach you how to do that. And both of those plans will take you through the elements of the comp plan that we just showed you today.
Very good. No, you hit it right in the head. I mean, that's it. We already have a plan in place. Just make sure you plug and play, because that's where we have the iboomhub.com site set up for you, so we can keep you in tune with what's going on and how to build the strategies, the building strategies of our company. And also, don't miss any event. I can't stress it enough, because we always cover what we need to do to build our business. And we're going to actually cover some of these things at our vision event, as we cover some of the training as well, and the recognition and things of that nature. So make sure you are at the very first vision event that we're going to have in our company, and we'll cover this as well.
Last but not least, we want to revisit the disclaimer. We want to make sure we keep it clean. We talked about a lot of money and a lot of earning potential, and I saw folks putting in the chat, we can earn so much cash, which is true. Yeah. That possibility, that opportunity is here, and people are doing it. Yeah. So it's real, it's not mythical, but it's also not guaranteed just by being here. You got to do the work to make the money. Everybody's going to make something different, because everybody's going to do and perform at different levels. And so we just want to make sure that you know that, and we do this because we love you. But GMA, this was a lot.
It's a lot. Hey, but we're going to make sure we put it in bite size for you. I know this was a little longer here for us to have this training, but I know it's important for many of you all, for people to have a thorough understanding of how to go about building this company, understanding the compensation structure, because we want to make sure that you all earn the type of incomes that you desire and deserve. If you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to plug into the system, if you're willing to follow the leadership that we have here, and you're willing to buy into the vision, I'm going to tell you, your lives will never be the same. I've seen this happen before, and this one will be even bigger than anything that we've ever done before. And I have to say again, on my behalf, from me to the team, thanks again to our CEO, Mr. Holton Buggs, for his amazing vision and what he has brought to this industry. It was well needed. And I'm glad he has a vehicle now to give directly in the way that he wants to, by giving us the ibüümerang concept.